I wasn't with them. I came after. And we were on our own. My father was with the
things to talk about and to hug each other and to greet each other, but I believe it's time for us to start. Otherwise the museum will close and they say the time is over. Thank you very much. Museum. And I'm happy to say that I'm here and you are here because of one thing, because of your parents or your grandparents who did that many years ago, who resisted, who survived, who saved other people. And that is the subject of our meeting today. But before we start talking, I would like everybody or one member of the family, if there are several members of the family, to say your name, who you are, and how you are connected. Are you a BIELSKI partisan, descendant, or you are connected to Novogrudok in some other way, or to other places close to Novogrudok, so that we know, and you know, who is here in this.
BIELSKI, and he was born and grew up in Novogrudok, and he escaped from Novogrudok early on and went into the forest and became a BIELSKI partisan. Thanks.
Now you please stand.
Getting old.
Yes.
Getting old.
Please come to the microphone because you are our honorable guest, so everybody can see you.
Yes. Thanks the good Lord. We'll see each
Who
other.
are you? Who are you? Please tell your name.
Oh God. I think I'm Aaron BIELSKI. What can I say? It's good to see you all.
Good to see you.
Thank you for coming. I hope we see each other once a year. Every year. And thanks the good Lord. We'll leave it in heaven. We were born in hell. I was born in hell. Now I'm in heaven. And I'm so happy to be with you people, with friends, relatives. Thank you. I'm not much of a speaker. I'm a good listener. Thank you very much.
My name is Ola Pine. My mother is a BIELSKI. She's the sister of the four brothers in the woods. I'm the eldest cousin of the BIELSKIs. And I survived as a little child in the woods and was reunited with my parents after the war.
So Lola was 8 months old when the war broke out.
Please. Hi. So I
wife, my great uncle Alexander Hakabi was born in Novogrudok in 1863. He left in 1881 in New York and became a lexicographer and wrote Yiddish, English, Hebrew dictionary, which many people have. My rabbi had one, so I never go anywhere without my copy. And he also wrote for the immigrants. He wrote books on how to write letters. He wrote them in Yiddish, and he translated it into English. How to write a letter to get a job. How to write a letter to be a woman. And so on and so forth. So when we were in Novogrodic a year and a half ago, in the fall, Mara took us to the woods.
And you enjoyed staying in
I-
Novogrodic very much?
Oh, I love Novogrodic. I love Novogrodic with her. And we went to the Navaboki Woods and saw the camp. And a big Russian guy made me drink way too much water, if I remember.
That was also good.
That was awesome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, do you like to talk? The youngest among us. Yes.
My name is Aliza. Aaron is my grandfather. This is his great-grandson, Natanel David, who is named after David Bielski. And we're very proud. It's my mom, Susan, who's the daughter, sorry, of Aaron, who wanted to see my...
Oh, he gets to meet his grandfather.
And we're very proud to be here today. And my brother David was in Belarus this summer with my grandfather, where I believe they met you tomorrow, right? You met my brother David. And we're very happy to be here.
So
Thank you.
I hope when he grows up, he will bring him to Novogrodic as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Helen. Hi. Hi, will you please talk to everybody?
Hi everyone, I'm Helen Zellig, and my mother was Lisa Kushner, and she and my mother's sister and my grandfather went through the tunnel and survived and ended up in the woods, and Bielski's heard people left Novogrodic, and they came to look for them, and then they lived with the Bielskis for over a year, and thank God for the Bielskis, because they saved 1,200 Jews, and now thank God there's so many of us. So I have my grandson Danny here today, who is studying this and learning about this and doing a big Holocaust project this year. So he's fascinated by all your stories, and thank you all for coming.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Solita, would you like to introduce
Just
yourself?
one short introduction, and thanks for the Bielski, but even before the Second World War, because one of Bielski's brothers saved my grandmother. My grandmother was a Christian, and she lived in neighborhood with Bielski family. And she was a young lady, and she was rowing in Sazhilka. I don't know how to translate Sazhilka. In the pond. And one of elderly brothers saved my grandmother. But thank you, thanks for Bielski even before the Second World War.
Thank you. Anybody else in this row? No? Then the next, please.
My name is Jay Bielski.
Jay, wow.
I'm the son of Zeus Bielski, and some of the people who were here are only here because of me and my wife, and of course my father Zeus and his brothers. That's my son Matthew over there.
Hi, Matthew.
And David Bielski, my brother, named after David Bielski.
Yes.
Rebecca, my daughter, and where's Sophie? Rebecca's and here's Sophie. Name after Sophie. So we got a lot of names after my mother and my father, and we're very. My name is Yaakov. I was named after a brother of my mother who got killed named Yaakov, and my father's brother was named Yaakov. So I'm named after two people, and I had with my wife 2 sets of twins, boy, girl, boy, girl. They're all Jewish. They all happen to be here. They all have Bielskis today.
Thank you very much. No? Simon, would you like to say who you are?
My name is Mel Silverklang. My mother's name, who is one of the Bielski partisans, is Rivka Senderovska. And my grandmother was also with the partisans, and my mother's cousin, Yuval Levin, one of the Rivkas, Bielski partisans. And if anybody knows where Yuval's children live in Florida, we're totally out of touch, but they're not in touch with this whole group, and I think they would probably enjoy it if they could. All I can say is my mother always told me that she was one of the first 50 who joined the group, and she was with them for over 2 years. And only wonderful things to say about the entire experience of being in a homogeneous Jewish group in the middle of all the turmoil.
Thank you. Vicky?
Hi, my name is Mickey Bielski, and I'm Tukin and Wilko Bielski's
son. Ruth is over here. Baboon, Bobby. I did. Is over there. And my daughter, Sarah, is right here with her husband, Miles. I was born in Israel. My given name is Meir Aswan. Meir was my name because it was my mother's brother who perished. And Aswan came from Yom Ha'atzmaut because I was born on Israeli Independence Day. Very nice to be here with all of you.
Michael?
My name is Michael Staven. My father was born in Aruba. He was a rabbinical student. He lost his mother and much of his family on December 8th, 1981. He was not part of BIELSKI Brigade. He created his own scheme of self-rescue by passing first as a Christian and then as a Muslim. I don't know about that, but to me, as a child, you know, we were every such a could never stop talking.
Michael wrote a book.
Hi everybody, my name is Ariel Kivelevich. My great-great-grandfather...
Kivelevich.
I was just going to say, my great-great-grandfather was named Hyman Kivelevich, or Kivelevich. He was born and raised in Lubsha, which is just 14 miles, a short distance out of the Magadak. And I went back with my brother in 2013 and got to meet Tamara and learn. Up until that point, I had never heard of the BIELSKIs. Found out the incredible story of what happened there, and then found out that one of our relatives, Sarah Leah Kivelevich from Lubsha, was a partisan. She met her husband there, I'm forgetting his name, but their son, Ron Lipton, now lives in Chicago. Him and his wife, Becky. I've been able to connect with them as well. So we have, I don't know, my great-great-grandfather's grand-niece or cousin, second cousin or something was a partisan, and I'll share more in the book.
Yeah, and he, Ariel and his brother, they created music inspired by the forest and the BIELSKI stories. We'll hear it today. Ruthie.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Ruth BIELSKI, and I'm the daughter of Julia and Lisa BIELSKI.
And your daughter is sitting next to you, Ariel?
Oh, she's my aunt.
Ah, okay. She looks like a mother.
Ariel BIELSKI, Robert's my dad, and I'm the granddaughter of Julia and Lola BIELSKI.
Yeah. And anybody else?
There.
Your family? Robert, did you introduce yourself?
No, you passed my flag.
I asked whether anybody else wanted to speak up, but...
Everybody knows me anyway.
No, please.
My name is Robert BIELSKI. I'm the youngest son of two.
Yeah.
And that's my wife.
Happy with the book. Greatly appreciated. I hope we get great enthusiasm. So, I'm Jack Klieger. I'm president, CEO of the Museum of Jewish Heritage, a living memorial to the Holocaust, and it's really an honor to welcome not only the distinguished Aaron Bell, the other members of the BIELSKI family, but all people here who are here for the reunion of the descendants of the BIELSKI Partisans. Since 1997, this institution has served as New York's contribution to the global responsibility to never forget. It educates more than 200,000 visitors a year. Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
We educate more than 200,000 visitors per year about Jewish life before, during, and since the Holocaust, with a focus on teaching the lessons of what hate can do. Sadly, those lessons seem to be more necessary than ever. Last year, actually this past year, we opened the groundbreaking exhibition, Auschwitz, not long ago, not far away. We've been able to have over 150,000 people come through the gates to look at it, and of that number, over 30,000 have been school children, which to us is very important. Our mission is dedicated not only to remembrance, but to education. For myself, not long ago, not far away, has particular resonance in this room. I myself, an immigrant, came to the United States when I was 3 years old. My parents are both survivors. My mother survived the Budapest ghetto, and my father was from Lutsk in the state of Bolivia, less than 200 miles from Novograd. So it was not far away. And today here we sit, a group of people who survived because of the efforts, the heroic efforts of a group of people, and now are here with their second and third and fourth generations. I invite you not only to go through the exhibit, in particular the third floor where we have a dedication to resistance, but also to take a look when you can at the Garden of Stones on the second floor outside. When we added the second wing of this building, in between we added a garden and planted 18 trees inside of rocks. We hollowed out the middle of rocks and planted seedlings from which they would grow, because the spirit of renewal and regeneration was so important. Those trees have now grown to be big and strong. And as I'm fueling the third and fourth generation, I say, it's your turn.
Well, I will try to speak up, right? Mr. Klieger, well, dear guests, thank you for receiving not only me, but all my family here today. It's a wonderful family reunion, and I must address you, and I would like to address you not as a Consul General of Belarus in New York, but as a grandson of a war veteran, originally coming from a small village 50 miles away westward of Novogrudek. My grandpa was liberated in Eastern Europe from Nazis, and his regiment, his unit, finished war in Berlin, next to Brandenburg Gate. Well, now, unfortunately, he passed away, and he's buried now in his home village, which I'm taking care of. I brought so many thanks to you, and actually this is not me who is going to talk a lot, but I will simply name those thanks. First of all, thank you for raising the Jewish voice in Belarus. You do it greatly, and as a result of that, my government included Holocaust studies in the curriculum of secondary schools there. Thank you. Second, thank you for bringing news about my country to the superpower of the world, which the United States are. Thank you. People will, American nation will know through you about Belarus. And even today, if the name of my country is pronounced more than once, my job is done. And you do this job perfectly well. Thank you. And especially thank you to Tamara. She's on the ground, basically bringing to governmental officials news about Jewish resistance, BIELSKI partisan unit, and last summer my chief foreign minister McKay visited the museum. Probably you met him there, and I assure you that well, this is a substantial part of my job here, to make my country more accessible, more open to you, and committed to open the doors of Belarus even more wider with your help. And I'm not saying that doors of the consulate is open for you clockwise. On my visit card you will easily find my cell phone number, which you may use easily as well.
Children and grandchildren of the tunnel escapees who are searching for the tunnel. We spent a week digging in the ground, trying to find where the tunnel was. And we had 3 tunnel escapees among us at that time. Jack Kagan was alive, unfortunately no longer with us. Israel Kalachik, who was a tunnel digger, no longer with us. And Rivka Bernstein Kaganovich, who who is alive today. She was with us. We did manage on the last day to find something like the tunnel. And people had to leave and left all the trenches and all the mess to me. Jack Kagan, who was the first one to tell me about the story, he said at the opening of the museum one phrase which is very important to me and I believe important in general. He said that such successful resistance would happen only in Belarus and in no other country. And this is true, I believe, and this is why I'm doing it. I'm doing it for my country, for my people, for you, because we have one history. You are part of our history, our culture. The tunnel pass led us practically to the very end, to the exit from the tunnel, where we have this preservation in two places, so that you can, when you visit, you can see how it looks like today. It was only 70 to 70 centimeters, 1 meter under the ground. And when you look down into that deep well, it's difficult to imagine how they done it, how they crawled 200 meters long. And even they themselves, many years after the war, couldn't believe that they had done. Yes, please.
So while we were hanging the mezuzah, I was thinking that wouldn't it in Novogorod to help raise some funds for tomorrow's vision. And perhaps every time one of you goes to Novogorod, you purchase a mezuzah in one of your loved one's names and take the liberty of putting it up on one of the trees. And perhaps someday we can have a forest of mezuzahs.
The names.
Which would be very special because nothing like that exists anywhere.
Yeah.
Just something to keep in mind. Something simple, but something that would help to raise the funds.
Thank you, Rudy. This is one idea.
I place the stone. I'm making my prayers in the language my ancestors called their own. This is old grief, but it feels new on my tongue. I am inheriting these songs, carrying generations of mourning, sung in a bittersweet melody of survivors, in memory of our freedom fighters, the BIELSKI brothers, the Warsaw Ghetto uprisers. I can feel their presence with me. The white mist slowly lifting, giving me the strength to face the empty places. I am just a human being. My heart broken and beating, I surrender to the weeping, grieving everything I'm seeing till there's nothing but my breathing. But from our breath is born our singing. I imagine weddings in Lucha, right in the town square, people dancing. This music for generations, right, was our people's expression of joy and sorrow, how we celebrated, marked the passing of life, rituals, and time. So it's important for me that in the 21st century, we are still making this music. This was written and recorded and performed, right, a couple years ago. It still lives. It still moves forward.